What's going on, guys? In today's video I want to talk about something that is highly discussed in the fitness world nowadays and also highly promoted since a couple of years, and you'll hear a lot of people talking about it. So you might have heard it before, and it's if it fits your macros, IIFYM, or also known as flexible dieting. And I know that there are tons and tons of video on this subject, but I want to give you guys my take on it and kind of explain how it works, because I know many of you guys still do not really understand the concept, and maybe you do not watch other channels, so I decided that why not have this video on my channel. It can only help people out. If you've been watching a lot of my videos, you know that I'm not really the type of guy that only eats chicken and rice all day. I'm gonna be honest there, I do a lot, but not all the time. You've probably seen me eating candy pre-workout, Cocoa Pops instead of like regular oatmeal, which would be the healthier option, eating stuff like ice cream and burgers. I go to McDonald's regularly, so I'm not really the type of guy that only eats healthy foods. Now, a lot of people think that in order to build muscle or lose fat, you have to eat healthy foods. Healthy foods such as chicken, rice, broccoli, tilapia, the clean foods that people talk about. And when it does work for a lot of people that have not been experiencing with dieting before and that just go from eating whatever they want to eating clean, you will probably see a lot of results, and that's true. But if you want to sustain this lifestyle for a long period of time, it might be smart to use a more flexible approach. Now, if it fits your macros or flexible dieting, it's not really a diet or a certain type of diet. It's more a way of making your life easier and more enjoyable while still reaching your goals similarly than when you would eat clean foods. And so it's more kind of a lifestyle type of thing. It's more a way of eating differently than you would before. And it's also a form of counting calories. So if it fits your macros, basically means that you can eat whatever type of foods you want as long as you eat a certain amount of macronutrients per day and calories. Because macronutrients, they come down to calories eventually. So it's basically a form of counting calories when you're actually looking at macronutrient targets per day. And the reason this is more effective than just clean eating without counting anything is that you know exactly what you put into your body and what it needs to either build muscle or lose fat. And you can do it in an enjoyable way while eating all kinds of nice things and still reaching the same goals. So if it fits your macros, you do not look at type of foods you eat, but you look at macronutrient targets per day. I think most of you guys know what a calorie is, but a calorie is basically energy, and you burn a certain amount of calories per day. Now, calories, they break down into macronutrients, and there are 3 macronutrients. Well, actually 4 if you count alcohol as well, but I'm not going to discuss that in this video. So we look at 3 macronutrient targets we want to hit. The first one being protein, which is 4 calories per gram. Then we have fats, which is 9 calories per gram, and carbohydrates, which is 4 calories per gram. So fats are more calorically dense than proteins and carbs, and that's actually pretty easily to see. When you have a handful of nuts, it's like the same amount of calories as a plate of food, like food with chicken. So for me, if trying to gain weight, I would eat 3,500 calories, and I would have a certain breakdown of protein, fats, and carbs. I'm not going to too deep into that now because I will make a video later where I explain how you can calculate your macros and how many macros you want to eat per day and stuff like that. But let's say, for example, that I would eat 170 grams of protein per day, 70 grams of fat, and 400 grams of carbs. Now, it wouldn't actually matter where I get those macronutrients from as long as I hit those caloric targets every single day. So whether my protein comes from lean chicken, or full-fat ground beef, or a burger at McDonald's, it doesn't matter as long as I hit those targets. So the thing is, when you eat carbs from, let's say, fries, they will be turned into glucose and glycogen just like they would when eating brown rice or wholemeal pasta. Okay, and that's the same thing with whether you eat plain chicken breast or you eat a burger. They will both have amino acids, and so they will be seen as proteins. Your body doesn't know whether you eat pizza or freaking Pop-Tarts or freaking rice or pasta. Your body doesn't know. Your body can only think in proteins, fats, and carbs. Okay, so for example, let's say we want to eat a meal that consists of 500 calories. Okay, it doesn't matter whether those 40 grams of protein, 40 grams of carbs, and 20 grams of fat come from brown rice with tilapia. So brown rice for the 40 grams of carbs, tilapia for the 40 grams of protein, and then 20 grams of fat from healthy avocado, or from a few slices of pizza that contain exactly those same macronutrients. It doesn't matter. Your body doesn't know. And that's also the reason that if you eat less calories than your total daily expenditure, you will lose weight, okay, no matter what you eat. And that's why there's a guy out there, or multiple people that have done studies with eating McDonald's every single day for about a couple of months, I believe, and he lost friggin' 60 pounds. Okay, it's possible. So the type of food you eat, they don't actually matter, but it's all about how many calories you eat. So if you just would eat whenever you like, then obviously it's smarter to eat clean, because clean foods, they fill you up really well. So for example, with the Cocoa Pops, I could eat a bowl of Cocoa Pops or a huge bowl of oatmeal, and obviously when I did not track those calories, I would eat way more of the Cocoa Pops, because there are sugars, they are way less filling. They have less fiber in there as well, so they will not fill me up really good. Now if I were not to track those calories, I would definitely overeat. Now that's the problem with people. People think that the type of food you eat are the problem, but it's actually not. It's how much food you eat. Like, you can go to McDonald's every single day. I can do that right now while I'm cutting and still reach my goals, but it would not really fill me up very well. That's why I usually stick to a lot of healthy foods, because they fill you up way greater. But when we're talking about pure body composition, you can eat crap all single day and reach the same goals as if you were to eat clean all day. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's actually true. And now I'm not promoting that you should do that. So let's get into that right now. Let's get into how you actually want to go about it, because obviously you do not want to eat junk every single day for the whole fucking day, right? So I guess you guys are getting the point right now. At the end of the day, it comes down to calories and macronutrients. But obviously this doesn't mean that you can eat crap all day. Reason being is that if you eat like pizza or candy for the carbs, or whatever type of foods that are considered bad, they are usually lacking in micronutrients. And you also want to get a lot of micronutrients into your diet, and that's why it's not a smart idea to eat crap all day. Eating those bad foods can also lead to certain chronic diseases, or increased risk of cancer, and more type of diseases that you can get from it. So you want to limit the amount of bad food you eat, but we are still humans and we can still enjoy ourselves, and it doesn't have to hurt our goals anyhow. So I have a couple of certain principles that I use for myself as well as my clients, because all of my clients are on a flexible dieting approach plan as well, because it's obviously the most enjoying thing you can do, and it is still healthy if you keep on those principles that I had. If you don't, then you can still reach your goals, and you can look great from the outside, but the inside of your body might get fucked up in the long run. So I apply the following principles to me and my clients, and you should follow those as well if you want to be successful at not just building your body up, but also being healthy from the inside. Then I suggest you hold on to these guidelines as well. So at least 80% of your calories should come from healthy foods. I personally eat around 90 to 95% from healthy foods, because I just prefer it, especially when I'm dieting. When I'm not dieting, I probably eat a little less healthy foods. But when I'm dieting, I want to stick to whole foods, healthy foods, because it makes me feel better, more energetic, and it also fills me up like way better. Now, you also want to limit the amount of trans fat you eat. Trans fat can have a detrimental effect on your health, and they're really bad for you. You can find trans fats in junk food and processed foods in the supermarket as well. So you always want to be looking out for that. But when you only can have 20% of unhealthy foods, you're most likely not going to eat a lot of trans fat. But you definitely want to look at avoiding it as much as possible. You also want to get in 10 to 13 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories. So you want to get a certain amount of fiber in per day, which is also very important. And so per 1,000 calories, so we're to say if you eat 3,000 calories, you want to get around 30 to 40 grams of fiber per day. And meal timing does not matter. This is not actually for health purposes, but just for if it fits your macros lifestyle. It doesn't matter when you eat. So you can either eat 8 times a day with smaller meals and smaller breaks in between, or you can eat 2 to 3 meals per day. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's all about hitting your macronutrient targets and your caloric targets. The amount of times you eat, it doesn't matter. You do want to eat something around your training, but other than that, it doesn't actually matter when you eat, guys. That's a myth, and a lot of people used to say that you have to eat 8 times a day, you have to eat every 2 hours, but it doesn't affect your physique anyhow. Okay, science proves this as well. So with those guidelines, you can really enjoy your life while getting great results. And I've been doing it for about 2 years right now, and I mean, I feel great right now. You do not have to overly restrict yourself. You can still enjoy your life while dieting. You can still go out, social activities. You can still go with your friends to McDonald's or to another fast food restaurant sometimes. Or you can take a girl to dinner. I mean, all those kind of things are not possible if you just want to eat clean all the time, right? You want to get a nice date and you want to go out and get something, and that's highly possible while following this approach. Now, a great way to track those macronutrient targets and those caloric targets is to use a certain app like MyFitnessPal. And a lot of people think that it takes so much time of your day to count everything that you eat, but in reality it doesn't take any goddamn time, seriously. When you prepare food, you want to put it on a plate anyhow, but you just put that plate onto your scale and you remember how much that scale was saying that it was. You just remember, okay, how many grams was that, and then you put it into MyFitnessPal and you're done. Okay, you can do it while fucking taking a shit or while being inside the classroom and not doing anything anyhow, so it doesn't take any time of your day, guys. You can also do it directly with every meal. I mean, while prepping it, you can actually do it, so it doesn't take any time of your day. And it just makes your life so much easier because you know exactly what you're doing. Okay, when you do not count your stuff, you don't actually know whether you're in a caloric surplus or deficit, or how much the deficit or surplus is, and maybe your weight fluctuates every day. You cannot really keep track of it. If you eat the same amount of macros every day, you can actually weigh yourself every single day. You can see if you're making progress over time, which is very important. So I hope you guys understand right now what If It Fits Your Macros basically means, flexible dieting, and why I personally really love it, and why I think you guys should all consider doing it while using these guidelines. So it's obviously not a way to eat crap all day and reach results, but you can enjoy yourself as a human being. You can still be a human being, enjoy yourself sometimes while getting the results, the same results that you would have if you were eating plain chicken and broccoli all day. Okay, so why not go for this approach? It makes life so much more enjoyable. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions about this, then make sure to leave them down below. If you like this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more, because more is coming soon. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.